Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. We have plenty to talk about this week, so let's get right into it. Micah, you watched some animation thing.
He's like,
Tell me about whatever cartoon you watched this week.
It's called Ninja Kamui. I guess that's how you pronounce it. And it's John Wick. It's John Wick, but an anime. There's a guy, and he is escaping his ninja clan. And the ninja clan doesn't take too kindly to that. And the ninja clan kills his wife and child. And now he's like, all right, it's time for revenge. That's the plot.
I'm back. That's basically it. That's it.
Right. And that's the plot. And you know what? I'm having a good time with it. I haven't been up on anime in a very long time. I just happened to stumble across this because like anime is not on my radar. Like I know of like the big stuff, but you know, I don't. The big stuff is like shonen stuff, which is like catered towards like 12-year-olds and up. And I like my anime to be horrifically violent. And
oh yeah, this is fucking horrifically violent.
This is horrifically violent,
Christ.
And this is what the fuck I love. I mean, it was like I was 22 years old again, listening to Linkin Park and watching fucking anime. You know, the fucking the Japanese butt rock of the intro to the super sweet ballad of the outro.
Oh God, sorry.
And
that's the thing I hate about anime. You know, I hate it. Like, stop doing that.
And nothing but violence in between, and I dig it. And if you like adult violent anime that's light on plot and heavy on action, this is right up your alley. Like I think it's on Max. I think it comes on Adult Swim.
Okay, yeah,
I think it comes on Adult Swim.
Yeah, it's Adult Swim. Yeah.
And every I think it's like every Friday night or something like that. And I watched the second episode before we hopped on. And
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna watch the shit out of this. God damn.
And he caught one of the guys that in the second episode, he caught one of the guys, right, that's been hunting him. And he tied him up, hung him upside down, like Walton Goggins hung Django upside down, right? But here, this guy, our main character, Hegan or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm old. He takes a knife and he just stabs the guy and then pulls it out and then just stabs him again while he's hanging there and then guts him. And then the guy's, you know, still alive because it's cartoons and shit, right? Like, whatever. You could take a gut shot. You could take a gut shot
Sure.
to the, with a knife, right? And live. And he's just like, fuck you, I'm not going to talk. And he's just like, all right, bitch. And then time passes, right? You see the sun go down and shit, and he's still stabbing this motherfucker every couple of hours. And then he's like, hey, and the guy's talking shit, right? He's like, yo, your son, yeah, that was just fear, right? But like your woman, like, yeah, that's the shit that I like, right? I loved watching her ass die as I stuck the sword in her neck, nigga, right? It's like that torture skit from Wu-Tang and shit.
Right.
And he's just like, I'm gonna burn the images of my family into you and then just set this motherfucker on fire, yo. Like, yeah, I like that shit. That's the type of anime.
If that was me hanging upside down, I wouldn't see those images because I
That's true. You have a mental disorder.
I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, nigga.
Sorry. Nice try.
Anyway.
So yeah, if you like adult anime, that's heavy on action and a lot of blood. Yeah, give this shit, and butt rock. If you like butt rock, if you like all the music, if you play Devil May Cry and it's like, yo, this music is awesome.
Oh,
right?
Terrence, that's your shit.
I did not like this. I did not like the soundtracks of fucking DMC5. I didn't like that fucking
of 5. But what about the previous ones?
3, 3 and 1. I did like.
All right, the Japanese butt rock. Get out of here.
But one wasn't Japanese. But one was more of a horror movie. Oh yeah.
Like, all right.
So I watched the first episode of this, and I was like, wow, this is incredibly violent. I don't like voiceover anymore. Like I don't like dubbed voiceover. I can't do it, so I had to put it in the Japanese.
Oh, you a snob?
It irritates me. Like I just.
It's not.
It sounds terrible.
It's not very good.
Hello, everyone.
It's not very good because they're trying their best to speak with the flaps of the lips, but
and like it's 2 totally different languages, dog.
Right,
and
like
even in Japanese,
that was a weird pause. Like, why would you pause? You said a 4-word sentence and you paused halfway through. Like, it doesn't. Like, that's weird, yo. That's weird.
Strange.
So
I don't obviously, I can't bring myself to respect this as from a storytelling perspective, but I can respect it from a violence perspective. This looks pretty fun. Oh yeah.
this is good shit. Nothing but rock.
That's 100% Japanese butt rock.
I like
that.
Shit,
yeah, no, it's fine when people are slicing people with swords over and over again to it. That works for me. Yeah, this looks good. This looks fun. All right, I'll check this out. Is it like, I feel like these episodes shouldn't be more than about 30 minutes.
They are 22 minutes.
Oh, speaking my language. Yeah, speaking my language. All right. We'll watch one tonight.
And it's only supposed to be like 12 of them total, which is wonderful. Wonderful. I don't need 1,000 episodes of a fucking pirate anime, right? I don't need 56 episodes of an anime. Give me less than 20. Less than 20 at 22 minutes apiece.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. All right. Next up, somebody watch One Love.
Yeah, so I wasn't here last week because I had to do my annual trip to America's penis, Florida, and
I'm sorry,
and it wasn't there wasn't a lot to do. I enjoy myself when I'm there, but it's not a lot to do. And the one thing that was available to do, the Daytona 500, was rained out. So we decided, okay, well, we are going to go see One Love at the one movie theater within 10 miles of our house.
Okay.
And One Love is a Bob Marley biopic. Now, look, I will preface this by saying I'm not into reggae music. Just doesn't speak to me because I don't smoke weed.
You don't need to smoke weed to like reggae music, you psycho.
I think you do.
Agree to disagree.
So reggae music doesn't speak to me, and I don't know much about Bob Marley. Having said that, this is fine.
That's what I've heard.
It's pretty bog standard. The subject matter is Bob Marley is portrayed as, this, humble but righteous musical genius. And maybe he was like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of was like that. Like, pretty much.
Look, Bensley. What the fuck is that dude's name? Kingsley Benadire?
Yeah.
Yes. He
I think those are 2 words.
I think
yes. Bensley.
Yeah, Bensley, something like Bensley King Adair. He does a good performance. I enjoyed his performance as Bob Marley. I don't know how accurate it is because I don't know Bob Marley. But Ziggy Marley, before the movie came on, Ziggy Marley was like, "I can't wait for y'all to see this. This is the movie that got the approval of the family." So
that means it's a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, that means he's seen as perfect. Yeah.
That's exactly what that means. And Lashana Lynch plays his wife, and I really like Lashana Lynch. I think she is. I think she's a great actor, and but yeah, this isn't really about like. This is about like the making of Exodus, basically, okay. And it's not like it doesn't span his life. It just seems it's fine. It's fine. It's not winning any awards.
It's like Selma. Selma was like just a moment in MLK's life versus trying to do the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, in some ways that is probably a smarter idea because it can be overwhelming to try to do a lot. But okay. Yeah, I thought the trailer looked good, but I've heard kind of the same thing, is that it's just fine.
Yeah, it's just fine. This is from the guy who did. This is Ronaldo Marcus Green. I've seen like 3 of his movies. I think we've done 2 of them on Black Cinema. Monsters and Men. You remember that? Joe Bell. I don't know what that is. And King Richard are his other movies. So it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Next up, I watched The Creator. This is the one with John David Washington hanging out with a bunch of robots. It looks very good. Yeah, it looks really good, guys. It looks really good. All right, who wants to talk about Zone of Interest? I'm just kidding. No, look. The creator is. It's fine, right? It's fine. It's a very cool concept. Not the best execution, I would say. Not terrible, but it just kind of falls flat. Where I think it seemingly had something to say, but it just didn't know how to kind of like get over the hump, right? The idea is that in the future, they've built these robots, and they built sort of AI that is fully sentient, right? And these robots can be built, and you can basically dump in all the memories of a person and then put a face over it. So it looks and talks and sounds exactly like a human being, except when you look at it from the side, you can see that it's clearly not. And John David Washington is he basically works for like the human government who's at war with this AI, right? And the AI is kind of hiding out in like a part of East Asia. And they're sort of like general sympathizers, but it's mostly just AI robots that look like people. And they want their own freedoms and everything else, right? And John David Washington is undercover for the human resistance, basically. And the humans are winning, by the way. Like they're not on. It's not a Terminator thing. They're not on the brink of extinction or anything. If anything, the AI is. And so he's undercover with his wife, and they've got a child on the way and all this other stuff. And so everything is like going good. You think that he's just like with this sort of ragtag group of AI, but it turns out he's undercover, and his cover is blown and his wife is killed, who's pregnant. And then years later, he's kind of sent back in to be like, all right, you're going to, since you live with these people, you're going to help us take down this like major new AI that's like, directing everything. And, lines get crossed or whatever. It's a very good looking movie. It doesn't, like, if the idea is life with fully functioning robots and AI, and what does that mean for sort of like artificial intelligence, and do they count as like human beings, or do they count as, as full-fledged people and stuff like that? Like, that's what it's trying to say. It just kind of doesn't, it doesn't hit well. Like, it's just like, all right. And they've got like this big machine that can like hunt them in the sky, which is kind of dumb, because it's like, oh, this machine will drop bombs from basically the upper atmosphere when it finds like the base of the AI. But the problem is, like, that would be cool and scary, I guess, if it worked like a satellite, where you didn't know, where you're sitting on the ground, you didn't know where the satellite is, right? That's way more terrifying. But instead, like, you can see the thing, and it has a laser beam tracking system that you see on the ground. Like, oh shit, there it is. All right, just move. Just go over there. Like, what are we afraid of? It's fucking dumb. Here comes the big ship. Pack your shit up, guys. Put it all in a yurt and get the fuck out of here. So like, that doesn't really make any sense. It's just okay. John David Washington was fine. I feel like he definitely could do a better job. But I don't think he was given that much to work with. And there's like a big reveal. It's not that surprising. It's not really that interesting, honestly. It's a shitty sci-fi version of The Golden Child in a lot of ways. So, yeah, like you said, you wanted to see it. You can, if you want. I'd watch more of that. I'd watch more of that cartoon you've been watching. That looks much more interesting, if I'm being honest.
God damn.
And that's me saying, that's me saying. Jesus Christ. It just doesn't. It had clearly, when they made it, they were like, here's the concept, and people were like, damn, this is a really dope ass concept. And then by the time it got to actually making it, it just fell apart. And so I don't know whose fault that is exactly, but it's just, the idea just kind of fell apart, which is unfortunate because it looked good. All right, Terrence, you watched Zone of Interest.
Yeah, this is a movie that is nominated for Best Picture, International Picture, and Best Sound Design, a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't know too much going into it. All I knew, it was about like some Nazi shit, right?
Correct.
This is about a family that about a family that lives in like this beautiful house, right? They have a beautiful garden. They have a lake by their house they can swim in and boat in. But the kicker is that their father is Rudolf Höss, which was a Nazi commandant of Auschwitz.
Wow.
He works at, yeah. And they call it the Zone of Interest because their house is literally right next to Auschwitz. Literally.
Oh.
Literally right next. Like, here's the house, and like you go out the gate, and the front gates of Auschwitz is right there. And he runs it. And it's really fucked up. Like the interesting thing about the movie, it's kind of like it's a slice of life movie for like the first hour. It's weird, like, because it's just this family. They're just regular people. They're just living their lives, but
next to Auschwitz.
Yeah, they're killing fucking Jewish folks in Auschwitz. It's hard to describe it because I can't say that it's like super entertaining because of the subject matter. But what the director does, and I think he directed Under the Skin. Jonathan Glazer.
Ooh,
is his name.
I like that movie.
He directed Under the Skin and Sexy Beast in 2000.
Okay.
And those are two good movies. What he does is, while like this family is doing their thing, but the thing is, in the background, you can always hear what's going on in the concentration camp.
Oh, Jesus.
Through the entire movie. You don't see shit. They don't show you anything through the entire movie. That's like this. Like they don't show anything gratuitous, but you hear it. Like people are playing. They're in the garden having conversations, and you hear like dogs and people screaming for their lives, and you can hear like the hum of the fucking ovens going off, and you see the smoke coming out of the smokestacks.
Oh, that's winning sound design. 100%.
That's what I said. I said I guarantee this is probably going to win sound design because almost in every shot of the movie, you can hear it in the background. Like you have to either watch this movie with headphones or a really good sound system, because it's weird, man. Like it's really fucking bizarre. People say it's like it's two movies in one. It's what's happening on screen and then the shit that's happening off screen.
Right.
And this guy, he's very good at what he does. Right. He's kind of like Wolverine. There's one scene when his wife and her friends are sitting at a dinner table. They're just having conversations about just mundane shit, about probably some of the clothes that they found that were taken from some of the prisoners. The wife gets clothing from some of the prisoners. Like there's a scene where she gets this mink coat that she puts on, and she finds lipstick in the pocket, and she puts the lipstick on. She knows where all this shit is coming from, but she doesn't give a fuck. Like no one in the family actually gives a fuck about what's happening, but they make it a point to show, hey, these people are just living their lives, kind of thing. And I'm like, that's fucked up. But in the same sequence, the father is having a conversation with these two guys that they're showing him a new way to make killing Jews more efficient. Like the ovens, it's like, hey, we've created this. Like you put them in this one room, and then as they're burning in this room, the other room is cooling down. So while this room is cooling down, you can put them in this room. So then it's horrible, right? But it's things like that throughout the entire. It's only an hour and 44 minutes, so it's not too long. Which
doesn't need to be.
It doesn't really need to be. But it's like the horrors in the details, because again, you never hear. It's never any silence. There's a scene where the woman's mother, the wife's mother, comes, and there's a conversation between the wife and the mother where she's like, hey, I used to like, maybe because you can hear the trains coming in also. Right. You know what the trains mean. Right. You can hear the trains coming in. She's like, what's that sound? It's like, oh, those are the trains coming in. And she's like, I wonder if such and such is on that train. The woman that I used to work for. Her mother used to work for a Jewish person. Jeez. And then when they took them away, they auctioned off a bunch of her belongings. She's like, there was these curtains that I wanted from this woman that I lost out on. I wonder if she's actually on that train. And then that night she's sleeping, and the room turned bright red that she's sleeping in. And she looks out the window, and it's the flames from one of the smokestacks. You know what's happening. And she's like, oh, this is, and she puts like a rag over her nose because it smells. And then that night she's like, I'm leaving. I can't do this anymore. Because she can't take it. And she leaves a note for her daughter. And the daughter just kind of like throws the note in the trash. She reads it and just tosses it in the trash, kind of like, yeah, whatever. Wow. It's, again, Jesus. It's fucked up. It's super fucked up. But it is a good movie. Like, I don't think it's going to win Best Picture because there's so many other movies. But it's probably going to win Best International and Sound Design. That's my prediction. But it's a good movie. But I don't know if I would recommend it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It's like I liked it, but I can't really.
Yeah. You know. No, but I mean, there is something, there's something to, like, I've never been a person who shies away, like, from a hard topic in a movie. Like, I don't mind that. I think art is a way of sort of bringing everybody to the same position, right? Like, none of the three of us have family who suffered during the Holocaust. But you can watch that movie and be like, you can pull your mind into that moment and go, Jesus Christ, that was a thing that happened. And there are people who are alive that survived it and everything. So you can kind of extrapolate that kind of stuff out. And I think that's what art is supposed to make you feel something. But at the same time, that is an incredibly clever way of showing what that situation was like. Because often we see like a Schindler's List type of thing, right? You're in the fucking moment and you're watching it happen. It's horrendous. It's the worst thing in the world. But they don't often show movies. There's very few movies, especially about the Holocaust, where it's just like Germans just living their lives while all this horrendous shit is going on, and you're concentrated on point A, but you cannot pull your attention away from point B. Like that's fascinating. That
was the thing, and that was the thing. I'm like, yo, this is really fucking unnerving because like throughout every time there's a conversation, it's always in the background. Like, there's maybe like one or two scenes where it's not, because there's a point in where he gets transferred because he's doing his job so well. They transfer him elsewhere to kind of like get shit in order in another camp. But yeah, it's just every single time they're in that house, you never not hear the shit that's going on right over the wall that they live right next to it, and it's just a wild movie, man. I didn't know what to expect, and I was kind of like, okay, I get it. Like I get it. Like I understand why people are fucking fawning at this movie. It's pretty goddamn good. Right. So yeah, I get it. If you can watch something like that, I would. But if that's not your thing, don't bother.
But it is. By the way, if it's not your thing, I get it. Like I get it. You know?
Yeah, man. Jesus.
That. I mean, and it's the same way. I used to get annoyed by people not, having such a hard time about like slavery movies, and just I've kind of matured on that. Like, I get it. Like, if you can't take it, it's an understandable thing to just be like, you know what, this is not for me. At the same time, like, that sounds so much more, your word I think is correct, like so much more unnerving because of the idea of like people living their normal lives while these things are happening, right? Like that is somehow, it's in a way it's more sinister. It feels way more sinister than like being in it and like people like participating in it. Like it's somehow more sinister to be like, oh yeah, no, I know what's going on. Do you guys want some bread, or like who gives a fuck, right? Like that sort of that kind of that disconnect is bizarre to me. But it's happened in every single atrocity throughout entire human history. There's been people standing right next to it, be like, I don't really give a shit. It happened in slavery, it happens in the Holocaust, every other genocide and everything else. So it's wild. Yeah, okay. The zone of interest. Again, if you want to just watch something less crazy, you could just watch that cartoon Michael was watching.
I think that says a lot about us and our personalities. Jay is too good for cartoons. Terrence is not too good for cartoons, but would prefer to watch documentaries on the genocide of an entire peoples, and I'm a child.
I also watched a fucking cartoon I told you I watched this movie called Grave of the Butterflies. Also,
yeah. What's that movie about?
That's about the end of World War II when they were fired by.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was fucked up.
Yeah,
it's actually a very good movie. But and then I started reading
Go ahead.
A book about an insane asylum for black folks. Last night that they opened in Clarksville, Maryland, back in 1911.
Cool.
It's pretty good, also.
So the creator, guys, it wasn't that bad. Jesus Christ.
I'm like on chapter. Like it's an audiobook. I'm on chapter 3 right now. It's pretty good. Like I recommend that because again, I learned something in that book. Real quick aside, I learned that back in 1920 something, Maryland was the first state to implement like essentially segregation. Like you couldn't, like black folks couldn't, if the neighborhood was 50% white, black folks couldn't move there. It was illegal for them to move there. Mm-hmm. If the neighborhood was 50% black, it was illegal for white folks to move into that neighborhood.
Good. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? My bad.
I think like Baltimore was like the first city to implement that. Fun times.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're still the South, guys.
Yeah. No, we are.
Yeah, technically, we are still the South. Yeah.
It brings me no joy to admit that Philadelphia is the North and we are the South.
Yeah.
Gross.
I know it's really sad. It's one of the worst qualities of that city, honestly. All right, topics this week. Micah, take it away.
Oh yeah, did y'all finish True Detective?
No,
I did.
What'd you think about? Well, yeah, we can't really talk about the ending.
I'm not gonna like spoil it, but the end, like I said, the last 2-3 episodes, there's a lot going on. It was really hard to follow. It got a little silly. I'm not gonna lie. It got a little silly at the end of that. At the end of the series. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was slightly disappointed. It wasn't terrible, but I was a little disappointed. I will say that.
It wasn't bad, but you know how Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of wraps up plot points really quick, like at the end of the episode. That's kind of what this last episode was. And, I enjoyed the ride for the most part. Like I'm not like Nick Pizzolatto, who is the creator of the original True Detective, who is just like,
what the fuck was that?
I want nothing to do with this. I'm reposting and retweeting all the negative comments about it. He is
That's a really
like
shitty thing to do, yo.
It is kind of shitty, yo. Especially because
you're supposed to be an artist, yo. Come on. That's fucked up.
Yeah, you're also the executive producer, so you are making some money off of this shit that you're just shitting on. So, but for the most part, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it enough to finish it, and in this day and age, that says a lot. So it's getting renewed for a season 5. And Issa Lopez, the showrunner of the 5th season or the 4th season, is going to be the showrunner for the 5th season. She also inked an overall deal with HBO because everyone not named Nick Pizzolatto enjoyed the series, right? Like, I enjoyed the series. I dug the location. Like Terrence said, it gets a little like when it first started, I was complaining, I was lamenting about people. Like, that's a ghost. She saw a ghost. That's a ghost. And then, the show goes on. And it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Our bad.
My bad. Look, I will always tell you when I fuck up.
Yeah.
And I fuck up.
But that's dumb. In fairness to us, that's dumb. Dumb shit.
But then you can say like you're shitting on their culture because it's all about like the Inuit culture. I don't know what the fuck them niggas are. Natives. Right. Like I said last night when we were talking about it, it got a little Resident Evil-y to me towards the end of the series. I was like, yo, this is insane. What's going on here? But yeah, overall, I was just slightly disappointed, but I enjoyed the entire series as a whole.
Yeah, and I'd watch a new series. I'd watch this 5th season.
What seasons was Nick Pizzolatto involved in besides season 1? 2 and 3 as well?
Yeah.
Nigga, you better shut the fuck up because season 2 stunk. Season 2 stunk, yo. Get out of here.
I don't think he directed any of these, but I believe he wrote all 3 of those seasons.
There's nothing wrong with the direction. This is the story that the direction is always.
He got to shut the fuck up because season 2 and season 3 were not great. No, season 2 was a fucking turd. That was a goddamn turd. He couldn't understand anybody.
He wrote the first 3 seasons.
Nah, knock it off. You get a lot of credit for season 1. Season 1 is still the best, but knock it off. Knock it off. Also, like, I don't mean to be crass or anything, but Issa Lopez is a very good looking older woman. Good Lord. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, she's front and center in this image. I'm into it.
I want them to continue this as an anthology, right? Like we're done with this world. I'm done with Alaska. I don't need this anymore. I hope they pick another really interesting place.
It needs to be creepy though. It needs to be creepy. Like the cold is creepy. Like that's a creepy environment. Louisiana area or wherever the fuck, where the bayou in the first one is a creepy environment. I need another creepy environment.
Yeah, LA is creepy in a different way. And for the life of me, I don't remember anything about season 3.
I remember Mahershala Ali took a long walk in the first episode, and I got bored. Like he walked down the street, and I was like, I don't care anymore. Like it just felt really slow and incredibly boring to me. I did not finish that season. Fairness, I didn't finish season 2 either. I don't think a lot of people did.
Yeah, me neither.
It was trash. It sucked. Yeah, what's a scary location in the U.S.? Where are black people not? That's the scariest place to be. Backwoods in the country, like Midwest.
Eldersburg. Like I live like 10 minutes away.
10 minutes away.
It's a little weird. I got to tell you, I don't like going out that way.
Yeah,
they look at you funny.
They do.
It's 2024. They still look at you funny.
Look, if you want to deal with cults and shit, like I feel like Utah is where you need to be.
That's a good spot. That'd be a good spot. Have a cop who's
Under the Banner of Heaven was pretty good.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was a good ass season or series with Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that. And by the way, I don't like that you. I do like that you called Utah a place where cults are. Like, okay, I hear you. Like, see it. Welcome aboard. Look, I've always been. You go to Atlanta.
I've always been half in, half out. I've always been half in, half out. Right? What? I'm not on the train with you, but I'm following the route. I know where.
Look, like a good Christian, you're in judgment of other people's religion. I understand, even that's other Christians. Yeah, like that's how you do it. Like, no, ours is the right one. Those people are crazy. That guy was yelling into a hat. That's insane. Like, don't believe him. It's like that's
yeah. Magic underwear. Don't be ridiculous. Now let me go eat the body of Christ.
We go moonwalking on a fucking lake. Shut up. It's not real. All right, that's cool. I'll watch. I'll finish. I'll finish the Night Country this weekend. My wife and I got through Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so we'll get back into Night Country.
What did she think about the ending? What did she?
She did not see the ending coming at all.
All right, I still haven't.
I didn't
finished
see the ending.
Yeah, me either. I didn't. What episode are you and your wife on?
4. Oh no, 5, because we didn't have time to watch it when we were in America's Penis.
Right.
So
as you do.
And we gotta watch the Black on Black cinema movie this weekend.
Yeah.
So
that's our gift to each other tomorrow night. That's our movie night. Is we're gonna drink hard liquor and watch that stupid ass movie. All right, yeah, no, but she liked it. She liked it. She was being real. My wife was being incredibly annoying because she's like constantly asking me questions, and then I have to do the weird deadpan thing to like not indicate anything. She's like, "Well, what's gonna happen with this? What's gonna?" I'm like, "Why don't you just watch it? Just watch it. It's right there. It's a big screen. Just watch it. It's right there." Crazy person, get out of here. All right, next up, Micah.
Next up, Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage is reportedly in talks to reprise his role as Spider-Man Noir in a live-action series. It is being reported that Nicolas Cage, who brought Spider-Man Noir to life in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, is in serious talks to reprise his character in a live-action series, which would play out against a backdrop of New York City in the 1930s. These reports remain as a rumor, however, and Sony has not commented on the casting as of the publication of this article. Look, so this is different from the Amazon series, or is this the Amazon series?
This is the Amazon.
I forgot about the Amazon series.
Okay,
this is
because
the
I thought
Amazon?
the Amazon series was not going to feature Peter Parker.
Well,
Is he
as
not Peter
this
Parker?
story and the other story let you know, there's a lot of changes going on. They're trying to retool shit.
Yeah. Like, oh shit. Like maybe these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man in them aren't really doing it for people.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you know what happens at the end of Madam Web? Didn't you know what happens at the end of Madam Web?
So I've heard, yes.
How she becomes Madam Web?
Oh, I don't know that part.
Doesn't she fall into like I don't know.
A vat of
She has to get blinded, right?
She gets hit in the face with a firework and falls into some water. I am not joking. That's what happens. And
I had not heard how she got blinded. That's funny.
Yeah, she gets hit in the face because they lure him into a fireworks factory and kill him with a Pepsi sign.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. I watched the.
This Pepsi.
I watched the pitch meeting.
Pitch meeting, nigga. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Oh, I have not watched that yet. I'm a professional.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Is that's what happens to her? Because I was like, "There's no way in the hell. Ain't no way." I thought he was joking, and then I looked it up. Like, oh, that is how she. Okay.
Am I on an island here? They took the, with great power there must also come great responsibility, and then they made it into nonsense by saying something to the effect of, "If you accept the responsibility, great power will follow."
Yes.
I think that I would have preferred the rumor that Ben got the "with great power comes great responsibility" from a fortune cookie. I would have preferred that.
I 100% would have thought that was much more interesting and funny. Like, that's funny for the Spider-Man lore. Like, he was just like, oh, that's pretty good.
Right. Like, if Nick Fury can lose his eye to a flirkin, right?
Right.
Then like that can be, but like just to take the line and to butcher it, the line is already. The line is already kind of mangled because, people don't say it exactly right, but like they say it close enough where you give it a pass. But this doesn't mean anything. If you take responsibility, great power will come. What? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That doesn't make any sense.
He died studying spiders next to my mom in the Amazon jungle or whatever dumb fucking line they had. Yeah, these people are. Look, we talked about this last week. What was it? The writers of Madam Web wrote like Dracula Untold and like
they wrote a whole bunch of garbage.
5 terrible movies. It was just awful.
Jesus
they should have already known. I'm not surprised. I'm not paying money to see that movie. Not at all.
No, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see it at all.
I'm going to watch it when it gets to streaming. I'm not paying because I need to see just how bad it is. But all these people like doing YouTube videos and stuff, they're like, I want to see just how bad it is. No, if you give them more money, they're going to make more of these shitty movies. Stop doing that. Just wait. It's going to be on streaming in 30 days. Like, just wait.
Maybe
Dracula Untold, The Last Witch Hunter, Gods of Egypt, Power Rangers, Morbius, and Madam Web. So that's the track record for the person.
Power Rangers is the best one, and that's not written that well.
That sounds like the title of last week's show.
No, that's literally
a murderer's row of trash.
Yeah, that's literally
that's what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah,
that's exactly. That's horrible.
God damn, yo. God,
that's
yo.
I don't know. Sony just don't. And we're going to be talking. We're talking about a movie later on that's that Avi Arad has got his hands in the cookie jar on also. So
best of luck.
We'll see how that works out.
Best of luck.
Okay. Anyway,
to quote an over the hill Canadian wrestler, it was a stupid idea from bad creative. Next up, Amazon is reportedly scrapped the writer's room for the Spider-Man TV series, Spider-Man TV spin-off Silk. So I heard about this, and apparently the showrunner, the original showrunner, is going to Angela Kang is still going to be the showrunner, but the rest of the writers have reportedly been let go of the series, and is getting a developmental overhaul. Now, I heard a rumor about what the actual overhaul is, and the actual overhaul is that it's going to try to appeal to boys.
Yep.
So
What does that mean?
They're trying to connect. Go ahead.
I think it means that they're going to put Silk in her original costume. Now, I don't know, Terrence, I know you haven't seen Silk's original costume.
I have not.
Her original costume was a makeshift costume. You know, she realizes she has these powers. She has a really fucked up backstory, but it's too much to get into. I don't want to lose you. Her original her original costume is a makeshift costume where it's just webs covering the naughty bits. Think Melina's alternate costume from Mortal Kombat 9 and replace the bandages with spider webs, and that is her costume. Okay. So yeah, I would imagine that.
And that's not what she's had for years, by the way. Like, just for the,
right.
Just like that would be insane.
Right. Look, man, I want to support this. I want to, right? Like, I don't have a problem doing a show like this. I really support it. But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know what else has Angela Kang done.
So, okay. Now, but here's the thing. Does a Madam Web story need, or Madam Web, sorry. Does a Silk story, does that really need to be geared towards young men, or does it need to just be a good story? It's a spider person story. Does it really need to be geared towards any gender? I would argue. Or let me rephrase that. Does it need to be lopsided towards boys, even though this is a female-driven property?
Well, I don't know how you do that, because boys, when they see something that stars a girl, right? Or maybe I'm just thinking of man boys, right? But they see something that stars a girl, and they're like, ugh, right? Like, I can't imagine She-Hulk being, quote, skewed to a male demographic, right? And
is Wonder Woman considered skewed to a male demographic?
Which one?
The first movie.
I think Wonder Woman.
I think that's a good movie. Like,
yeah,
like if it's a good product, it doesn't matter who the fuck it's be.
Yeah.
And if you, one could argue that the part where it skews towards the boys was the last act, which was terrible.
Was fucking awful, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I think Wonder Woman 84 is a perfect example of quote unquote
what the fuck that was
to women.
Yes.
Was it?
That I would argue is likely very true. Yep. I need people. I need like people in Hollywood, and by extension, like dumb comic book fans, to realize that the reason you get shitty female-led movies is because of this notion. This idea that it has to be skewed. Like, how do we pick up enough, young girls? But don't forget the boys, right? Because if you make a movie that's a solid movie, right? Anybody going in to watch Silk Spider Society is there. 90% of the people there from the jump are because Silk is a Spider-Man character and they're familiar with that character, or oh, it's like a Spider-Man character, but it's a woman, right? Just make a good Spider-Man show with a female character, right? That doesn't mean you ignore that she's a woman. That doesn't mean that, you know, she doesn't have her, you know, idiosyncratic differences than Peter Parker, but concentrate on making a good show. It will skew to comic book fans, and you'll pick up people along the way. This idea that you need to skew it hard to the opposite gender of the star is weird. Spoiler alert, they don't do that shit for male heroes. And as far as I can tell, women go see the Avengers, they go see, you know, other comic movies, and they don't skew it to them almost at all. Just concentrate on making good shit, and you'll pull people. Like it's really not that hard. I don't really understand that argument.
The thing with the Avengers is Marvel has kind of figured out how to get the female audience in, right? That may not, like, my wife has seen these movies. She don't give a fuck about these. You know what she gives a fuck about? Pecs. Right? Like, she wants to see these dudes shirtless, right? Like that's what that's what Marvel has kind of figured out, right? Because they've realized that, like, boys want to be big muscly men, and like girls want to, or older, you know, women want to see big muscly men.
They want to get on top of them. Like, I get it.
So but I don't know how you do that the other way, right? Because
you don't. Yeah. Like, I hate to say that, but you don't. Like, you don't have to. Like, you could make Silk Spider Society. Just make a badass TV show, like, that was about Peter Parker. Just make it about Silk, right? And again, she has her own personality and everything else. But just do that. Women will be like, cool representation. This is a good show. And guys will go, oh, this is a good show. Like, this shit is just like Spider-Man, but it's dope. That's it. Like, you don't have to do some weird hard skewing either side. You don't. Like,
and here's where the problem is, right? Like, they're gonna run into the vocal minority where they're like, girls, MCU.
Like you said, the vocal minority.
Yeah.
Right.
Just ignore them.
Yeah.
They have a very difficult time ignoring those people. Like all those stupid fucking YouTube channels that are just, they do nothing but shit on all of it.
Yep.
Unless it's like male driven shenanigans.
And
just don't like. They have their audience, but that's not big enough. You still made $1 billion,
right? And by the way, all those people in the comments bitching complaining, they're gonna go see the shit anyway. Right? Michael B. Jordan was 100% right. Like, whoa, what do you think about people saying stuff about the Fantastic Four? They gonna see it. And you know what? You may hate it, but guess what? They got you $20. So what do they give a fuck? And like, so I mean, at the end of the day, look, I don't know what the writer's room work looked like for Silk. It may have just been legitimately bad. But this idea, if you make a show and it's good, just make a show that's good. You think the only people watching The Boys are men? You think the only people going to see Spider-Man movies are men? No, they're not. Just make a good show, and guess what? You will pull people. It's like assuming that if you make a video game now, that it has to skew towards men. 50% of gamers are women. Just make a good game. That's it. You make such a huge mistake trying so desperately to play this like, will they, won't they go see it? Just make a good product. That's it. Guess what? If they had made a very good product with She-Hulk, guys would have liked it too. They would have. It wasn't a great product. That's it. You think the only people buying She-Hulk comics are women? No, they're not. They're mostly dudes. You think the muscle mommy thing was made up? No, dudes like that shit. They're gonna go see it and they're gonna read it. Just make good products. That's it. Like, so who cares if a bunch of fucking incels on the internet aren't gonna watch it? Who gives a fuck? Fuck them. And by the way, they're gonna watch it anyway. They gotta have something to complain about.
Yeah,
they gotta watch it for them to make the stupid videos they make.
Yeah.
Well, I have to watch it. It's my job. I have to watch. You don't get paid to do this. This isn't your job.
Right. You ain't paid to put shit in the comments. Shut up. Right. So yeah, no, just make a good stuff. Like, look, I don't know what Spider Society looked like, but if your whole goal is to then downplay her being a female character to try to win over male nerds, and then you end up making a shitty show, then what did you get? You got nothing. Because I saw a lot of young women talking about it, and they were pissed. Right? They were pissed about that rumor. I don't know how real that is, by the way. But like they were pissed about that. At the same time, like they were like, no, this should have been for us. Yo, it's a Spider-Man property. It's not for you. It's for everybody. Like that's the whole point of this shit. It's for everybody. Like if they make a Gwen Stacy movie, what? I'm not gonna see it? Of course I am. Because I like comic book movies. Like this shit is stupid to me. So I don't know. It all seems very dumb to me to do this, but whatever. Just make it good. Yeah,
like those especially that second Spider-Verse movie. Gwen is like a walking trans icon, right? Mm-hmm. But it didn't skew towards trans people. It was just a story featuring a character that people could see themselves in.
That's it.
That's all and that's like you said, that's all you really need.
That's all you need.
Now look, that's easier said than done, I guess. Right? I guess. Like I don't think it's that hard. Like we're all human.
It shouldn't be.
Right. Like we're all human beings. We all go through similar things.
I want to see who was in that writer's room. I'd be very curious to see who it was.
I want to see who's in it now.
Yeah. Yeah, yo. If it's a bunch of neckbeards, I'm gonna be pissed. I think we've got this one. So she has her period, right? Like, all right.
Like one of the things that character has, one of the quirks about that character is she was bit by the same spider that bit Peter.
Right.
And because of that, like they have this uncontrollable need, this urge to make out with each other if they're in proximity with one another.
Right.
I get and I hope that the show doesn't just devolve into that.
How the fuck did she get by the same goddamn spider? First of all, it bit him and then it just scurried about.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing it.
Scurried about and then it found her. Were they in the same fucking room together?
We're not doing it. We're not going to talk about her. We're not going to talk about her being locked away as a child, and we're not going to talk about the totems and all that. Nah, yo, we're not doing it because I don't like that totem shit either.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
dumb. Right. The Boys has a release date of June 13th, 2024.
Cool.
That's all you really need to know. Apparently it's Homelander's birthday, and to celebrate, Prime is also revealed new artwork for the 4th season. Happy birthday, Homelander. Yeah, I can't wait for the show to come back. The official blurb on season 4. In season 4, the world is on the brink. Victoria Newman is closer than ever to the Oval Office and under the muscly thumb of Homelander, who is consolidating his power. Butcher, with only months left to live, has lost Becca's son and his job as the boys' leader. The rest of the team are fed up with all his lies. With the stakes higher than ever, they have to find a way to work together to save the world before it's too late. The problem with this show is that I can never remember what happened in the previous season because I feel like there's a really long wait between all the seasons.
It's so funny. I don't feel that way at all.
Like 2019? No,
it was not 2019.
2018?
For season 3? No, it was
when it first started, The Boys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Like
2019. Yeah, 2019. So it's been 3 seasons. It's 2024. Yeah, okay. About a season a year.
I don't know, man. I mean, look, I have a terrible memory. What the fuck happened in season 3?
How the fuck do I know? No, that's the season. Butcher decides to take the Compound V. Remember, that's with fake Captain America.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of it. I remember bits and pieces, right? I remember he had the baby and was like, yeah, and threw the baby. Yeah, I remember the last scene.
That's the first season.
That's like, what are you talking about? What baby are you talking about?
Yeah, you sure you don't have the same disease that Terrence has? Can you picture this show in your mind?
I can picture it. I just can't. I can picture it. I just can't place it.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
The holding the baby thing. Yeah, the holding the baby thing is season 1.
I feel like that was like season 1 or 2, bro. Like that was a long time.
No, it's definitely season 1.
Season 3, he took the Compound V, and they had that fight in the house with the orgy. The orgy.
Yeah, Hero-gasm was that season.
Hero-gasm, and they had that fight with him. What's his name?
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I remember that long dick dude, right? I remember not Captain America. I remember General America.
Yeah.
The end. What's his name? Captain America blew up, right?
Yeah. No. Well, he.
Or did he?
No, he got put back into his chamber. Like he can't die, but
he created like a supernova, right? He kicked. Basically, he flew out the building, the roof.
No,
they were fighting in
Jesus Christ! Both of you have terrible memories. God damn.
Okay,
I have a fucking
I'll tell you.
Wait like 10 years, and I remember exactly what happened.
I know. Yeah, you need the dates and shit. You fucking weirdo. No, that's the one where Queen Maeve grabbed Soldier Boy and like blew up out. Like she jumped out of the building and
that
blew
wasn't
up.
last season.
Yeah, that was the third season, and they thought she died, and she pretended that she died, and then she went to live on a farm. Like you that you tell your kid like their dog died. Like, oh, I just went on a farm and went away. But she faked her own death because she was tired of being around Homelander. And so Homelander was like kind of pseudo defeated. Soldier Boy went back into cryostasis or whatever, and Butcher is dying. He has months to live because the Compound V is killing him.
All right. Well, season 3, episode 8 aired July 8th, 2022. So I can't be remembered to remember shit. I can't be expected to remember shit from 2 years ago.
All right.
That was a while ago. Shit. Okay.
All right. Now, remember that when you give me a hard time about not remembering when your birthday is. Because I don't remember that shit either.
Uh-huh. Motherfucker.
Look, I'm just trying to get an excuse.
FYI, that was one day before my birthday. So what day is it? So what day is my birthday? So what day is it?
I didn't really hear the date. I don't remember.
God. Yo. I'm starting to get offended now. I'm starting to get offended. Hey, Jesus Christ, I just said the shit. Mr. Good Memory. What the fuck? All right.
Look,
God,
if you were as important as the machinations of Queen Maeve in season 3, then I would remember. I think I would.
Oh my God.
I am looking forward to the 4th season of this though. This is probably maybe top 3 IPs for Amazon. I mean, for their streaming stuff. I mean, it does incredibly well.
Yeah.
It's good. It's just consistently very, very good. So, okay, more of this. Like, all right. Okay, next up, this is a weird fucking story. Director Sam Mendes to direct 4 separate Beatles movies, one on Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. I like the Beatles just fine. I don't need 4 movies. If anything, maybe John Lennon could get a movie. And you know what? I'm even okay with George Harrison getting a movie. I don't need a Ringo Starr movie. That seems very weird to me. This is too much. I think by the second movie, people are going to hate it. I think they're going to go to Paul McCartney and John Lennon, and people are going to go, I don't really give a shit about the other 2 guys I never really paid attention to, even though they were their own talents. Director Sam Mendes plans the 4 separate movies, one from each member of the Beatles' point of view. They will intersect to tell an astonishing story of the greatest band in history, leading up to their 1970 breakup, according to a press release. Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and the families of the late John Lennon and George Harrison have granted full life story and music rights to the scripted films. Okay, so this is an authorized biopic, which means it's not going to be very good.
By what metric is the Beatles the greatest band in history?
Sales?
Albums sold?
Yeah, probably.
Let me do some research because I don't know. I personally don't give a fuck about any of these movies. I don't care. So
okay, so I guess the question is, who do you think is the greatest band of all time if it is not the Beatles? And I'm not saying it is the Beatles, by the way. Kool and the Gang?
I enjoy them over the Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, I would. Yeah.
I don't know, nigga. I don't know music, guys. The Wailers? I don't.
You just heard about the Wailers a couple of days ago. You did not know who they were, did you? I know you
I
did.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Bob Marley and the Wailers. It was Bob Marley, right? Like,
God damn.
I don't know.
That is really sad.
Taylor Swift better than all of them, apparently, because she has the most Album of the Year awards. So
there you go.
Taylor Swift.
All right. If you say so.
They're the best-selling artist of all time.
I mean, look,
420 million equivalent albums sold. Still behind.
I mean, look, they were an incredible. I personally think they're an incredibly talented group of guys. That being said, I just think 4 movies is too much. I think it's too much.
I mean, like you said, does anybody want a Ringo movie? Like, I don't know much about the Beatles, but I know that nobody respects Ringo.
Very few people do.
He's the drummer, right?
Yeah. Did you know that Quincy Jones, like, he worked with the Beatles, I think on one of their albums or something like that, and Ringo could not get the part correct, and he was just like, why don't you just take a break? And then he brought in some, like, black jazz drummer to, like, do the part and recorded it, and Ringo came back, and he was like, hey, why don't you listen to this? He was like, wow, I sound really good. He was like, that's not you. It's not you playing right now. Like, that's somebody else. He was like, oh, all right. Like, play it like this. It's like, all right, I'll try. Yeah, he was just, I mean, yeah, the guy is a talented drummer, but he's nowhere near as talented as the other 3 guys he was in the band with. Like, that's really what it is. It's not that he's bad. It's just you compare him to people like George Harrison and, you know, obviously Paul McCartney and John Lennon. He seems diminished, but it's not like the guy's untalented.
Which one was
married?
Which one was married to Yoko Ono? That's all I know about the Beatles.
John Lennon. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Yoko Ono and Hey Jude. That's it. That's all I know.
These are the 2 things. That's wild, dude. That is insane. All right. Let's just move on. This is embarrassing. Like,
Beatles, Michael Jackson is 2nd, then Elvis Presley is 3rd.
Which is ridiculous.
And didn't Michael Jackson
and then Queen is 4th. I don't like the Beatles, Fuck them niggas. I'd rather. I don't.
That's a very strong attitude towards the Beatles. Like, for some
I don't know because people like put them niggas on a pedestal, and I've listened to their music, and I'm like, I get it. All them white women was like fawning over them motherfuckers back in the '60s.
Oh yeah.
Okay, whatever.
What was the American equivalent of the Beatles?
Elvis.
The Monkees.
The Monkees?
No, I think the Monkees were British. Yeah, the Monkees.
Nah, I think the Monkees were
I think they're British.
American, weren't right? No, they were American.
No, they were American. Yeah, they were the American equivalent. It was the Monkees.
Wait, Rolling Stones, are they British?
Yes, the Rolling Stones are British.
Okay, yeah, like all them niggas sound the same. Fuck them.
Is the magazine named after them?
Snaggletooth ass, huh?
Is the magazine named after them?
What, Rolling Stone? I think so. I don't know.
Huh. I don't know music, guys.
I honestly have no idea why it's called Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, all right.
Seems weird. Seems like it would be copying the name, but maybe not.
I don't know shit about them either. I know Paint It Black.
Again, a group that has many hits besides that song.
Painted Black. And you know where I know Painted Black from? Terrence, do you know where I know Painted Black from?
Twisted Metal Black.
What is it?
Twisted Metal. I know exactly what he knows it was.
You fucking dorks.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Okay, the Rolling Stone magazine is not named for the band. So every white person listening, you can stop screaming into your fucking iPhone right now. It's just named after this phrase Rolling Stone magazine.
Okay, you want to get people real mad? You want to get people real mad? I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the members of the Rolling Stones, and I did not know.
Please tell me you don't know who they are, yo.
I didn't know that's where Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were from.
That's not possible to not know that, yo. That's
they were from Aerosmith.
I thought they were solo acts.
You thought Mick?
I really did. I thought Mick Jagger was a solo act. I thought Keith Richards was a solo act, and I don't know who the fuck these other dudes are.
So,
yo, how did
I don't
you
know nothing about
that?
music.
How did you not know that?
So what song did Keith Richards have where he was singing?
I don't know. I heard the name. And you know where I heard that name from? You know where I heard Keith Richards from? Fucking Jack Sparrow, because everybody's like, "Oh, Johnny Depp's acting like Keith Richards." I'm like, "All right, I don't know music, yo."
Keith Richards was in those movies. He was in those movies too.
Yeah, he played his dad or something, right? That's where I know Keith Richards from.
Yeah, he was in those movies.
That's fucking funny. Wow. All these niggas are like 97 years old.
Oh, yo, the Rolling Stones are 1,000 years old, yo, and they still tour.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And they sell the fuck out.
I'm going to have to listen to some of his music.
Yeah, Rolling Stones is not a bad band, man, of course.
Mick Jagger's the same age as Joe Biden.
Jesus Christ.
Which is weird because that still means that Ernie Hudson is slightly older than Mick Jagger. That's insane. All right, next up. Should the Terminator franchise be officially done? That's a good question. Apparently, Linda Hamilton has said that, quote, "I truly feel like and felt like Sarah Connor is not an icon. She's a woman in hell. She makes some really bad choices, and she's not a good mother. She's a good fighter." And then she basically was like, yeah, quote, like, "I'm done. Like, it's over. I don't think we need to have any more of these movies." Like, Arnold has said, I'm done. I have nothing more to say. The story's been told and it's been done to death. Why anybody would relaunch it is a mystery to me, but I know our Hollywood world is built on relaunches right now. They've always been built on relaunches. So yeah. Do you think it should just be over, or do you think they should reboot it?
I think it should be over. The only way I would ever watch another Terminator movie is if fucking James Cameron does it. I'm sick of these fucking. They've all been terrible since 2.
I don't know why
1991.
Right. I don't know why he doesn't come back and do one last one with Arnold. I don't know why. Like, he'll just come back and do one more and just like I felt like the last one he did where she looked like Hillary Clinton and shit. That should have been the one Cameron stepped in and did. Well, she did.
Yeah.
She looked like fucking Hillary. That would have been dope to have him come back and do that because he would have done it right. He'd done it right. Like you would have.
That's it. Yeah. Like just cross out everything from 2 and up, from 3 and up, and then just do one final one.
One last.
I mean, but that's what this last one was supposed to be.
It was not. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. No.
Would you like any of the like in Terminator Dark Fate? Like they showed that future world or whatever, like as it's building up the resistance. Would you want to see anything like that? Like just take it out of the sort of modern time and then just go like future shit.
Is she?
No, I'm just saying theoretically.
She'd probably be dead by now. I don't know what you would do. Because it would just be about the resistance, right? It would just be about. And it kind of, I don't know, it wouldn't be because they did. What was that Terminator movie with the one that was in the future? What the fuck was that one?
Revelation.
The one after 3.
The one with Christian Bale. Salvation.
Christian Bale. Salvation.
That was not good.
That wasn't good either. Like I saw it in the movie, there I was pissed.
Yeah,
it would have to be like that, right? Like is her son? What the hell's his name? Damn,
John Connor.
John Connor. Is he going to be like? He should be in it somehow. Yeah. I don't know. They should have John Connor in it. Bring back Eddie Furlong. That nigga's like 47 years old, right? He's of age, right? I mean,
wasn't Christian Bale John Connor?
I don't know.
I think he was, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was John Connor.
He was?
I think so.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, look, I don't remember much about that movie. I remember that movie had Terminator dogs in it for some reason.
It was a cool concept, but it just fucking stunk.
Look, it doesn't need to be done, right? If you have an idea, do it, right? Like I don't think it needs to be done. If you have a problem with it, you can go back and watch the old ones that are good. But in terms of continuing it, no, you don't need to continue it. If Spider-Man can reboot 3 times in 5 years or whatever, you can reboot the Terminator franchise. And when I say reboot, I mean completely like reboot. New characters. Don't have anybody named John Connor in it. Don't have anybody named Sarah Connor in it. Don't and bring it back to that first Terminator, where the Terminator is the singular bad guy, right? The singular antagonist, the Mr. X stalking you throughout the movie. Make it more of make it a horror movie. Make it a straight up right.
Like the first
make it a horror
movie.
Yeah, it was.
Right. And people sleep on that movie because 2 is so great, right? 2 is so great that people sleep on that first Terminator movie. But that first Terminator movie was grimy, and it was, like you said, it was a grimy slasher movie. That's what you need to do. You need to reboot it, make it a horror movie, and then figure out where to go from there.
So
right? You don't have to necessarily follow the Terminator 1, Terminator 2 playbook, but yeah, reboot it and make it a horror movie.
I like that idea, and I think at the heart of it, I think what you're basically suggesting is what they're doing with Predator, with Prey. Strip it down, right? Like Prey was a stripped down reboot of sorts, right? Back to basics kind of thing. Yeah. It doesn't have a lot of CGI, doesn't have a lot of tech in it. It's just like a woman with a fucking hatchet taking on a predator, right? And I think you're right. I think if you're going to do it, go the minimalist route, right? Don't get an A-class actor. Like you don't need somebody who's a big name to play the Terminator. Just get somebody who is physically fucking terrifying, who doesn't say a lot, but they just look like a fucking badass, and just have them hunting this person down.
Yo,
that's it.
Instead of being Batman, get fucking Alan Richardson or whatever.
I was about to say that. I was about to say the same fucking.
Yeah, he don't need to talk. Yo. He don't need to talk that much.
All he has to do is be Reacher, but what a fucking robot. That's it.
So be Reacher
is a robot.
I got a toothbrush.
It'd be perfect.
Okay.
Like give.
All right, Jack.
Like, all right, weirdo. Yeah, give it to A24. You know, make an A24 Terminator movie. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
they would get a good director. They don't have to spend a lot of money. Like the first Terminator, it's like $12 million for the first Terminator movie.
Yeah, you could 100%.
Spend a lot of money.
And I think that's the way to go. I'm looking at the Wikipedia for Prey, $65 million. Like, there's no reason you couldn't do a Terminator movie for the same amount of money. Strip it down, make it dope as shit, and you get Alan Richardson, and he's just a big fucking dude walking around, grabbing guns, and hunting somebody down. You want to play against
Terminator
type.
movie cost $6.5 million to make to film.
Yeah, you don't need much. Like all you need to do is show the bubble in the beginning, and that's the end of the CGI shit. Like that's it. Right? Or like maybe you do some practical effects with like like the exoskeleton shit. Like that's it.
Yeah.
See if you can generate real interest in that story. And then like Micah said, I think it's a smart move. Don't follow the same playbook as the original series of movies. Do something completely different. It doesn't have to be John Connor. It doesn't have to be any of that shit. Because the fundamentals of the Terminator story is a Terminator comes back in time to kill this woman or kill this person for a reason. That's it. Like it doesn't have to be because they're gonna have a son in the future. It doesn't have to be any of that. Like doesn't. You can do whatever you want. You could make it another woman. You could make it a young guy. By the way, you could make the Terminator a woman again. Just make it again. Don't try to skew it. Just make a fucking Terminator movie and just make it good. Don't try to skew. Oh, like what did they do? Terminator was that 3 when it was a woman Terminator? Yeah, and they made her breast grow. I'm just like, why are we doing this? Like, she's just supposed to be a fucking robot, dude.
To skew to them, we got to get the boys.
Right? Like, I don't need to jerk
kind of
off
Loken
to
to play her.
Right. I don't need her to have her breasts grow to jerk off to this character. I'm gonna do it anyway. So like just have her be in it and be a badass. It's fine. It's fine. Just make a good Terminator movie. So you can flip things around. It's okay.
I want to see a Terminator movie where the Terminator has like an incredibly high body count, right? Like there's a certain group of people that he has to eliminate, right? Like make him Jason. Make him Jason. Right?
Okay.
And
he's
like there's
to kill all of the resistance.
He's trying to kill key members. He's trying to kill key members of the resistance, right? He's trying to to kill key members of the resistance. And god damn it, I can't help but to interject race into everything. Make the Terminator black, and the future be like the future is black, nigga, and these white people are trying to take over. And we got to go back and kill certain white people in order to keep this black future alive.
Black robot future. I would like the exoskeletons to all be like matte black, just matte black. That'd be awesome. Hell yeah, I do it.
Let them all be blackface.
Yeah, why not? Why don't we really stick it to the nerds? But I do think make it a horror movie, and I agree with you. I think that's a really good idea. Keep it low budget and just strip it down, just like they did Prey. And people loved Prey, man, because it was you finally got an interesting version of that story, which you have not had in decades.
They're overthinking this dumbass franchise. They're really overthinking this really stupid franchise. I mean, it's a monster movie franchise, and then the second one, the monster becomes the protector against another monster, right? And then the third one is like, oh well, he grew up, and now we're trying to do the monster protecting a grown up. Like, no. Like the reason that the dynamic worked in 2 is because he was protecting a child.
Yeah, that's it. And look, that's why Dark Fate worked where it did, right? I actually didn't hate that movie. It's not great, but I didn't hate it. It's the same idea, right? They tried to shift the story, right? They tried to do basically what we're talking about, which is focus it not on John Connor, but on this other woman who was leading the resistance, like later in life. But it was still tied to all of the slop that came before it. The series was too bogged down. Had they rebooted it and done it that way, it might have worked. But yeah, just do something different. Just strip it down and do something different. A lot of these classic, action franchises could really do for not overcomplicating the series. Because God knows the Predator series went fucking haywire Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Nigga, they had Predator Iron Man suits by the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That movie was
They had
hilarious.
Predator dogs. They had explanations for why Predators had dreads. Nigga, that's their culture. That's it. I don't need to know why the Predators have dreads. What the fuck? You overthinking this stupid ass monster movie franchise.
Yep. You overthink.
God damn. Shit ain't hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't be, but again, they get themselves wrapped up in too much bullshit. So yeah, no, I like that idea a lot. I think it's really great. All right. Next up, sort of last one in topics here. Warner Brothers is doing a lot of odd spending. This is a story that comes out of Variety that talks about how Warner Brothers is now, the budget for Joker 2 has ballooned to $200 million. Lady Gaga's getting... Well, they let me finish and then I'll tell you. Because this is the conclusion I came to, and the article spells it out perfectly. So Joaquin Phoenix is getting $20 million for Joker 2. Lady Gaga is getting $12 million. The first Joker was $60 million budget, I believe. Tom Cruise is being courted to do a movie over there after Top Gun Maverick made $1.5 billion, understandably. They are trying desperately to they courted Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan for their vampire movie. That's getting a lot of money. By the way, that movie, I said that movie was likely a Blackula remake. I'm even more convinced that it is now. Because apparently in this article it says that movie is set up so that Warner Brothers gives up the copyright of that movie after 25 years to Ryan Coogler. Like, they've only done that one other time to Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's really weird. So, like, what the fuck is he making that they would cede the copyright of that movie? This is very strange that he would even want that. So it must be something he really feels like super, super passionately about. So they're spending all this money to court all of these big stars. They got Christopher Nolan to do Oppenheimer there and everything else, right? And the article basically says, yeah, it's like painting a house before you put it on the market. Because they're doing all these renovations, they're courting all these stars to make all these, get them all signed up for these big movies that are coming. Because in April, they're allowed to put the studio up for bid to sell it. Because when Warner Brothers did their last merger, right, with Discovery, they basically put a 2-year lockup that the studio could not sell or merge with anyone else for 2 years, after this deal. Well, that's over in April. So that's why a lot of people think that Zaslav is setting fattening up the goose for slaughter in April, when either they will merge with NBC Universal or someone else will come in and buy them, like Apple. But that's why they're doing this. Because it doesn't make sense that they cancel all these other movies. Like, why are you doing all these tax write-offs? But now they're spending all of this money to court all these big stars. So, yeah. So look for Warner Brothers to get sold.
Can Sony do that?
That's what I wrote. That's exactly what I wrote on fucking Discord. Somehow, in all of this, Sony still exists. How?
We still got Kraven the Hunter with Sony, don't we? This year. When is that coming out?
That's this year. I can't wait, guys.
I watch people will love that shit. People will love that.
Nope.
It'll be a fucking Venom situation.
I don't think so.
The first Joker cost $60 million and it made $1 billion. Mm-hmm. Second one is ballooned up to $200 million, and it's a musical.
Yeah, that's tricky.
What are they doing? Yeah, musicals don't make billions of dollars. They don't.
What was the one that
people are going to go to it?
In?
Well, that's not a musical.
No, the one that she was in with Bradley Cooper. No, I know it's not a musical. I'm just curious as what was that called?
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. I'm just curious to see how much that made. Yeah, no, it was excellent.
But
it was also a remake of a remake.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It's the third time.
So they're going to break out into song in this movie.
Are they going to sing the whole time, or are they going to just have like segments like in a Disney movie?
Is this a Hamilton situation, or right? Or
right.
I can't imagine it's going to be a Hamilton situation. Like, it's got to be I
want Joaquin Phoenix to rap. I want Joaquin Phoenix to rap. Like 100%. I'm not even watching it if he doesn't.
No, it's gonna be like a Disney type movie
with singing moments,
musical with singing moments, but it's live action, and it's a Joker movie. I guess. Hey, look, the first one made a lot of money, but that's because of the subject matter. I don't know what the subject matter is going to be the second one. But I don't think you're going to get to. I don't know if the same people that appreciated the first one are going to appreciate a musical.
I don't think
that's
so.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you.
$20 million. That's going to be it's going to be tricky.
I still haven't seen that movie.
It's not a bad movie.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll have to watch it before the sequel comes out.
Look, the hate for that movie was ridiculous, and the insane love for that movie was equally ridiculous. That's what I'll say. It
was Taxi Driver, and what's his name? Like basically said it was Taxi Driver.
Yeah. And people were like, "I can't believe he's making a movie inspired by another movie that he liked." Oh, so you mean how directors all do that? Weird. Okay, like. Oh my God, can you believe it? They were inspired by another movie. Oh, it never happens in fucking Hollywood. Yeah, like I agree. I don't think that particular audience is not gonna be like super jazzed, like $1 billion jazzed for a musical. I just I don't see that. Yeah. We'll see. Stars Born made $436 million. So, that's close to $1 billion. You're almost there. Good luck. Probably should have kept those numbers low.
Other people, like Tom Cruise, made $1 billion with fucking Maverick, but like the last Mission Impossible only made 500.
You ever finished that?
I'm still trying,
Oh yeah, did I finish it? I finished it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't finished it yet, Mike?
You don't.
No, I've not finished it. I got to the part where they fought on the bridge, and she had a sword. And he had like a little knife, and then she got closer to him. I'm like, you have a sword. A sword. Stab him from a distance. You have a sword. That fight scene stunk. I've
never heard the word. I've never heard the word entity more in my life. It's the entity. It's the entity. Like, what the fuck? Like, shut up, yo. Just shut up.
Did they just
say it's AI, yo?
Did they just learn what that word meant? Like, you just learned that Mick Jagger was in the Rolling Stones? Like this is really...
I mean, yeah, but like, to my credit, like, I'm not going around telling everybody about it. Like, Jesus Christ.
Mick Jagger was in the Rolling Stones. They were like...
Yeah.
Where have you been? Send you to
I thought he was a solo act. You thought he was okay. That's wild.
Yes.
Carrie is gonna just fucking message you like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry.
They're just throwing money at stuff, hoping this. Look.
Who? Okay.
Do they think it's gonna make it more appealing to get these people?
Yeah, I mean, they're signing on. So yeah, I think they're right that it will get them there. The question is, will that get somebody really excited to buy Warner Brothers? NBC Universal, Amazon. That's kind of an interesting one. If I was Amazon, I'd look at it. I'd buy WB's library. Seems like a pretty good one. I just don't want... The thing I don't want is the DCU is just getting started. Please don't sell this and then the person who buys it fucks it up. Please don't do that. Just let it be. Like, that would really piss me off. If it's like, we're going there, like, we're not going now. Like I feel like Amazon is probably the best place for the DCU, honestly. Like, they got the boys. They clearly have let those guys do whatever they want and do well by the IP. I feel like they don't seem to be they don't seem to have the same issues with like executives getting super overly involved in their projects. They kind of just let people work at them because like all of their TV shows and stuff like that all seem to hit pretty well. So yeah, maybe Amazon's the spot for it. I don't like all of this consolidation though. It's a lot in the last couple of years. It's getting a little out of hand, if I'm being honest. So
yeah,
we shall see. Okay, what the fuck brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
A man is breathing easier now that 150 live bugs have been removed from his nose. The unidentified patient went to the hospital earlier this month after noticing that his whole face felt like it was on fire. Although the man first started experiencing symptoms in October, it wasn't until recently that they became serious. Quote, over the past couple of hours, my face just started swelling and my lips swelled and I could hardly talk, the patient told the news station. I couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom without my nose starting to bleed.
Yuck.
Some of the bugs were as big as the end of his pinky finger. Terrence, do you have a guess where this is?
Where are the big bugs at when niggas don't go to the hospital?
Good question.
Like, what the fuck? God damn, man. What the fuck? This makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like this story at all. China.
I tell you, I'll give you a hint. It's in America.
Yo, Florida?
Yeah.
Bingo. I knew I was in big trouble. There was it's Florida. Yep. There was erosion that was occurring near the skull base and in very close proximity to his eyeballs and his brain. Like they were eroding his skull. He had so many bugs up his nose. At first, the physician tried to use suction to remove the insects, which were in the larvae stage, but they were too large, so he had to extract them one by one. They were right up against his skull base, right under the brain. And they had gone through.
Florida is a nightmare state. You know, like you live in a penis, and you're letting this happen. This is disgusting.
Specifically, Jacksonville, where I got married. So consider us lucky.
Yeah,
that we didn't leave Jacksonville.
There's a video.
A bunch of bugs up on those. Yeah, I ain't clicking that. Normally I'll click a video like,
no, I'm good. No,
fuck this.
Yeah, you
get out of here. Yeah, man. 150 bugs up some guy's nose.
Fucking God.
No, I'm good.
Ain't no fucking you can't. You said this shit started in October.
Yeah.
They're larvae just in his nose. That's crazy. Like, again, how do you not know that shit is happening to you? How do you, of course it's okay.
Nope.
I know niggas don't like to go to the hospital. We don't like to go to the hospital. It's like the last minute. But at some point between October and whenever the fuck this happened, January, February, whatever, that's a lot of bugs, man. That's a lot. That's a lot. You couldn't breathe.
No.
I feel like you should. You can skip. You don't even have to watch the video. Just skip to like close to the end to see how many it was. Just to see. You don't have to see them going up his nose.
Oh shit!
It's a lot. Yeah.
No.
Damn.
No. Nice try. I don't think so.
It's a lot of bugs. I can't imagine.
I'm sure it is. Nice try.
That you
Nigga, he got a Super Mario Brothers nose, yo. God damn. It's just big and bulbous. Come on, man. You know your nose don't look like that.
I'm good.
That's crazy. I don't see how you just was cool with that for like 2.5 months.
Nah, yo, wow.
It's like, I got headaches. And you don't feel that shit squirming around behind your eyes? Yuck.
No.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Yeah, that response is exactly why I'm not clicking on that video. I don't fucking think so.
God
Guess what?
Damn.
That image is not burned into my brain, so I'm good.
Right. Now I can visualize this shit.
Yeah.
God
I
damn.
can't.
That's like,
wild.
best of luck.
Have fun, nigga.
Jesus Christ.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, I'm
I
good.
could not.
Go to the
imagine.
fucking doctor, man.
Ain't no way in hell.
God.
All right.
That's
All
really
right, Terrence, you're up. For the love of God. For the love of God.
Man caught trying to smuggle 3 huge pythons across border in his pants. A man has admitted trying to smuggle 3 pythons across this border by concealing them in his trousers. Calvin Batista, 38, had hidden the snakes in bags tied to drawstring in his trousers before boarding a bus from this place to this place in July of 2018. A resident of this place, Batista had bought the Burmese pythons, which were discovered in his clothing by a customs officer for
Yeah, Burma.
Or excuse me, Myanmar.
Are you an assassin? Jay? Take a guess.
China?
He spent $2,500 for the reptiles.
Yeah, I don't know. China, I guess. I'm just guessing at this point.
He tried to smuggle them from Canada to the United States.
What?
He got them from Canada. He got yeah. What the fuck?
What are you doing, Canada?
He tried to smuggle them from Canada to Queens. Which, what the fuck? It's not that far, but you know. And they got caught with snakes in his pants because
There's a snake in my boots. That's a Toy Story reference for you movie fans out there.
For you olds. Yeah, no thanks.
a judge sentenced him to 1 year probation in addition to a fine of $5,000.
No, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not putting.
Spent $2,500 with snakes. He wasn't able to
I'm
keep.
not putting snakes near my dick. I think not. Doesn't.
Well, he had him in a drawstring bag, so you know.
Oh, I'm sure they couldn't get
Take
their fucking fangs through that.
So what was his excuse, right?
I don't
Like,
know.
I've got
Pythons
elephantitis.
have fangs, huh? You say elephantitis?
Yeah, like how does he walk around with snakes in his pants, yo, in bags?
No. Look, when you get stopped by the police and they're like, "You're walking funny," you just easily explain to them, "I have uromycetitis poisoning, and I need to go to the bathroom."
Yeah, pythons don't have fangs. That's what
okay.
I didn't think.
Oh, well, that's fine. They could just wrap.
They're
they could just-
constrictors.
Yeah, they just wrap around your penis. Yeah, no, thank you. No, I'm good. Or your leg, and just make you fucking pass the fuck out.
And they were in drawstring bags, Jay. He couldn't. They were.
You know what? That's on me. I'm the idiot. My bad.
You know how like fucking Jake the Snake used to bring his snake out in a bag.
Right.
He was always in the bag. He couldn't,
Yeah, it was
pulled
fun.
it out. Do it on people. And it bit Randy Savage one day.
And that
Yeah,
story
that
of
shit
Randy
fucking-
Savage getting
Clamped onto
fucking
that motherfucker's leg. Clamped onto his arm. Holy shit. I know that shit hurt.
I bet it did. Fuck.
Well, wrestling was wild back then. Well, it always is wild, but like,
You bring a wild animal into the fucking
Yeah.
ring.
it's just I'm just a snake wrangler fighting a cop from Cobb County, Georgia. What the fuck? Like, and a garbage man and a New York bum.
Stupid.
And a clown, a literal clown.
Well, and then and then a bird enthusiast, right? You had that.
Right, an ornithologist, a fucking black ornithologist, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, Vince McMahon is a crazy person, dude.
I really, looking back, I really am offended by the junkyard dog. Yeah, like that really bothers the shit out of me. Why does he have to be black? Oh, fuck you. Like, that shit is unacceptable. Like, goddamn chain around his neck. Out of here. Coco, beware. Insanity. All right, my story. I don't know, man. The title of this is pretty reasonable. A woman claims dripping urine in your eyes cures vision problems. Okay. A woman sparked controversy after claiming that dripping urine into her eyes cured her myopia and astigmatism. I always think it should be astigmatism, not astigmatism. That's a weird word. Urine therapy or urotherapy, disagree, is a form of alternative medicine. Yeah. Popularized by a guy who can't stop peeing in the 20th century. Advocates of the unusual form of therapy promote the application of human urine for medical and cosmetic purposes, including massaging one's skin. Yeah,
I've heard about that.
Including massaging one's skin or gums with one's urine, or even drinking it.
Does it have to be urine?
No, it doesn't just have to be urine. It has to be your urine. Yours. So you're like, get it in there.
So what your body expelled, you just,
you just fucking recycle, reuse.
Rub it into your face.
Yeah.
Is it aged urine? Or do you
I hope
piss
not.
in a cup and it?
No, you want it
fermented?
No, you want it as close out of the tap as humanly possible. I would think. However, TikTok user and assistant metaphysical counselor claims urine is also better at treating eye problems than chemical infused medicines prescribed by most doctors. This person is also a fucking moron. The woman claims to have dripped urine into her eyes to cure herself. She's got a
New Mexico.
That is a good guess.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck all those hippie people be at outside, like in the states. I can't think of New Mexico, Utah, one of them fucking states that ain't got nobody in it.
Micah, where are people rubbing piss into their gums?
Probably in locations where there is no fluoride. So England.
It's a good guess. It's Spain.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close. I thought these people were better than this. In a TikTok video doing the rounds on social media, yeah, she says that, hey, piss works better than medicine, guys. The chemicals in all the medicine can do more harm than good. To prove the effectiveness of urine as a cure for poor vision, the woman details her personal experience. I'll tell you my experience. Pouring urine in my eyes in the morning, fresh on, and at night cured my astigmatism. This is natural. Yeah. Forget about drugs. There are chemicals, and they affect health. Yeah, they are chemicals. Okay, there's chemicals in food, you fucking idiot. What are you talking about? You going to drink your own piss too? Everything is made of chemicals. Stop saying dumb things. God damn it. The internet is making people stupid as shit.
I just have one question. How old
she's
is this
white.
Woman? No, I know I just looked at her. I just need to know how old she is because I can't tell. She's white, so she could be between 35 and 63.
Yeah. Yes, because you're putting all that bodily waste in your fucking face.
What do you think her house smells like? Just a big old bottle of piss.
That's what it smells like.
She's aging wonderfully for a woman that's 100. Yeah, she
looks kind of like she looks kind of like not. What's that woman's name?
She looks like Lindsay Lohan
Coleman
in like 40 years.
Oh, she's gonna drink it. She's gonna drink it in this video.
Who?
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan.
Don't drink. Don't drink. Don't
do
drink
it.
Don't
do
drink
it.
it. Please don't. I can't. I'd rather look at the bugs.
Yeah.
I'd rather look at the bugs in the
She's doing it, and she winks. She's like, yeah, piss, gross. You're gross. You're a fucking monster. You're a goddamn monster. Yuck.
How much of this is just
kind of yellow too?
Right.
Nah, this is
How much? Right. What the fuck? Right. Exactly, Terrence. Exactly. What the? You're not. You need to check your diet, lady. That piss is brown as shit.
That's what I'm telling you. I think she just lets that shit sit, man.
No, she's probably dehydrated.
That's not straight out the tap, yo.
No, she's dehydrated because she's not drinking any water. She's only drinking piss. Like she's dehydrated. She's not getting any proper water. She's extracting all of the goodness out of it, and she's just getting to pee.
Oh, that's really yellow, bitch. What's wrong with you?
No, this is whiskey. I'm convinced this might be whiskey. Like
it's pisky.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is disgusting.
Nah, that's fucking gross. She ain't drinking piss. That's fucking nah. I refuse.
Yeah, so do I. No thanks. This is what white people do. All of them. Everyone knows this. These are facts. I wouldn't make it up.
Yeah.
All right, trailers this week. The first one is A Wolfpack Called Ernesto. This is a documentary. Terrence, this looks right up your alley. It looks fucking insane. It's a really interestingly shot documentary. It is about the main character in all of these stories. It's a series of people, a series of stories. They're all shot from behind. So the main person that they collectively call Ernesto throughout this entire thing, they're faceless, right? And you're watching the film follows the path of youth collectively named as Ernesto, victims as well as sicarios, it takes place in Mexico, by the way, who in a certain moment of their lives have access to a gun, use it to kill, and some become part of the many pieces of a crime organization. It says in Mexico, 350,000 people have been killed over the last 15 years by armed perpetrators, 30,000 of which have been under the age of 18. The Wolfpack Called Ernesto is a travel exploration to the bowels of the most fragile link in the chain, kids. That looks really fucking interesting. This is out now, I believe. Like it came out like today or yesterday.
In theaters or?
I don't know. But
it's probably down where he is.
I mean, yeah.
Are you gonna be okay down there, man?
Nigga, where these people are is nowhere where I will ever be. These motherfuckers are joining cartels. That will not be my future at all. Somebody said that. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "You live in Baltimore. You live in Baltimore. The fuck are you? Don't go outside of your house. Are you going to be okay? The fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, I think this looks pretty interesting. What about you guys?
I like the way it's shot. I'm sure they all have like a rig on their back while they're walking around the slums of Mexico.
Yeah,
in the middle of cartel country, or whatever the fuck is going on here. When it comes out, whenever I'm able to watch it, I'll check it out. I just like the way it's shot.
It's a fascinating way to shoot a documentary.
Yeah, but it does violate the cardinal rule. You don't turn your back on the wolf pack, and that is literally what they're doing.
Okay.
I hate you.
Nah, this looks incredibly interesting. You gotta throw them out there. You gotta throw them out there just to see what works. And yeah, I would watch this. I would watch this because like I'm a sucker for like young people. Like as much as they get on my nerves, like I like kids. I like young people, and to see people thrust into this situation, like I want to know how you got there, right? Yeah. And I want to know how to help, and I want to know how to not get my sons to be in that situation. I mean, that's basically why I care about this now.
I mean, I probably could tell you a couple ways to keep your son out of the cartel. I mean, just maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would know, right? Like,
I almost got swept up in it. I was this close to being the podcast producer for the local cartel. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. For people who can't tell, it's not a thing. All right, next up, Boy Kills World. This is the Boy Meets World sequel we've all wanted. Starring Bill Skarsgård. This looks fucking crazy. With he plays a guy getting revenge. It looks like a ridiculous action movie. Ironically, he's mute, and so he does have an internal monologue, but the voice is H. John Benjamin.
Yeah, that's the pull for this one, because it just looks like a lot of the action movies that are coming out now, but it's just the fact that it's H. John Benjamin doing the voiceover that makes it a little bit different. But besides that, it just looks like it looks like everything else is coming out in the last couple of years. Stylish action, silly. I'll check it out when it comes out.
I mean, this feels like a Netflix movie to me.
Yeah, like I was about to say, whenever it comes out, just streaming.
Yeah, I'm not paying to see this in theaters.
Yeah, but this seems like I would enjoy it. You know, folding laundry or having it on in the background. You know what I mean? Like I'd watch it.
Yep.
But I mean, there was literally just a movie just came out about a mute assassin, like in Silent Night. So it just, I don't know. I don't know if this is one of those things where it's. Yeah, I heard it wasn't good. Yeah, also, I heard nobody spoke.
Nobody talks.
Like
the voiceover is like through the radio and shit.
All right, I'm out.
You have like 3 or 4 lines of dialogue through that entire movie, and a lot of it is like through like radio stations.
Okay, that's very weird.
Just because he can't talk, don't mean everybody else can't. Like,
I mean, other people can't talk. Right? What the fuck?
He's not deaf. He just can't talk. It's really stupid, actually. But yeah, whatever.
I can't wait to never see that movie. Yeah, but I think it looks silly and fun. But I do like the idea of H. John Benjamin doing the voiceover. That's kind of goofy. So I'm here for that. And last, certainly not least, apparently Terrence has a problem with this movie coming out. Borderlands. I think it's a fine trailer. I think that you're right. Like when they say like who this is produced by and what other movies they produced, that's not a good look. Like Uncharted, like they really have.
Why was that the first movie? First of all, that movie fucking sucked.
Spider-Man,
I don't give you credit for. And then, Morbius.
Also, what Spider-Man? Spider-Man?
Also not very good. Doesn't matter. They don't get credit for none of them.
No, they really shouldn't.
I don't give them credit for Spider-Man. And then Morbius is the last movie. I was like, you sure you want to do that?
That makes people not want to see movies. This looks
trailer's
like
fine.
Yeah, it looks like a ripoff of Guardians.
Venom, not sorry, Venom. Yeah, here's the thing about this movie. If you are if you're aware of the Borderlands lore, there are characters from all three of the Borderlands movies. They just kind of mashed them all together. So I don't know what the story is going to be. The casting is a little weird, right? Kate Blanchett.
Very much so.
Kate Blanchett is what, 50 something years old?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you get the best person for the role. This is all stunt casting, besides maybe Tiny Tina. Yeah, she's 50. Like I think Siren, what's her name? Lilith is like 20 something years old in Borderlands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roland is taller than 5'5".
I mean, what?
Whatever the fuck tall Kevin Hart is. I don't get that casting. I heard a lot of people say he would have been better as Claptrap, honestly. It's the voice of Claptrap than Roland.
Yeah,
he would have.
Curtis is in her 60s, and Tannis is also in her 20s. So that's
when I first saw this, I was like, "Who the fuck is Jamie Lee Curtis playing?"
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, "Who the fuck is she supposed to be playing?" And then they said Tannis. I'm like, Tannis is the same age as the rest of them. What are we doing? But okay, that's fine.
Is Edgar Ramirez supposed to be Handsome Jack?
No, he's He's one of the.
Doesn't he run one of the corporations or some shit?
Yeah, he runs one of the gun corporations that makes some of the guns in the Borderlands.
He runs the he's credited as Atlas, so he probably is the head of the Atlas Corporation.
Yeah, yeah. The casting is a little off. I'll say that. I don't know who you would have got. Who would you rather have had for Roland? Because Kevin Hart, he's just Kevin Hart.
He looks so bored.
He's smaller than everybody else, so he's like the same height as Tiny Tina. That's fucking weird.
Yo, you don't cast Kevin Hart to play the straight man, yo.
Yeah, don't worry.
And that's what Roland is. Roland is the straight man in this world. He's the bland,
cracks an occasional joke. Yeah,
like this movie doesn't look good, man. I don't know if it's just me seeing too many movies. I don't know if it's me seeing too many movies. I don't know if it's me getting old. Everything in this movie looks fake, and you know what I mean when I say that, right? Like,
yeah, I get it.
Like I know, like nothing looks real. Nothing looks tangible. Every scene looks like there's a big ass green screen behind it. Like nobody built a set.
Yeah, it looks like shot down the volume.
Yeah.
And, nothing about and Borderlands is all about characters, right? So these characters, because the story in Borderlands is dumb. I think the story in this is, like you said, they have characters from all three of the games, but I think the story is going to focus on the first game, which is basically there's a vault, it's got a bunch of cool shit in it, we're going to find it, right? And they just pulled bits and pieces from all of the Borderlands games into it to make this story. I don't think Handsome Jack will be in it. If Handsome Jack is in it, he'll be in a stinger, teasing another movie, which, everybody wants to see Handsome Jack because he's the standout character in that franchise. But yeah, this doesn't look good. And look, I'm a little biased, right? Because I think Borderlands, while very fun to play, I don't play those games for stories. The story in those games is it's a lot of caca humor in those games, right? Yeah. It's a lot of sophomoric ass, like, piss and fart jokes and shit. And there's a lot of college humor in here. And I've aged out of that. And it's going to be really weird to see 54-year-old Kate Blanchett and 42-year-old Kevin Hart doing these fucking college ass 2000s jokes, yo.
Yeah, I don't. Again, that's not good casting for fucking Kevin Hart is terribly cast in this movie. I don't get it. And again, Kate Blanchett looks fine, but like not age appropriate to the characters. Like
it's a really good cosplay of Lilith that she's doing. It's a really good cosplay of Lilith that she's doing. But I just
and again, Jamie Lee Curtis's Tannis is wild. It's like 35 years younger than it's fucking crazy, dude. Like, how does that work? I don't get it. But okay. I'm not trying to be ageist or nothing, but like, look, man. They're not that old. They're just not.
Yeah. Okay.
Could have gotten anybody. You see the actual character, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Okay.
And the movie just looks too clean. That's the problem that I have with it. It looks like aesthetically it looks fine, but it looks too clean to me. There's not enough like grime to it.
Also, Tiny Tina's in it, and Tiny Tina is just walking cringe. Like I don't like that character. Look, this is probably all me, but like, because like I hate Randy Pitchford because like he's arrogant. He's an arrogant magician, right? Like he's an arrogant amateur magician. Like he makes games, but like does magic on the side. Like, nah, yo, go fuck yourself, you dick.
So Eli Roth is the writing and directing this movie, and the kicker is Avi Arad is the executive producer.
It's
good luck.
Going to
good
garbage.
Fucking. That's all I got to say. Yeah. No thanks. I'll wait for it to stream.
Avi Arad has never met an IP that he won't exploit, even though it's garbage. Eli Roth, I don't think is a very good director. I don't think so at all. Sorry.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods. No, Cabin Fever, not Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah,
Cabin Fever, like 20 plus years ago, which I enjoyed. I did like Thanksgiving that he did last year. Not great. What else?
He did the Hostel movies.
Hostel 1 was
Hostel 1 was good. The other Hostels,
I don't remember too much. So that's 1, 2, 3 movies. He did Green Hell or Green something.
Yeah,
that was basically like
it was really bad.
That was basically like an homage to Cannibal Holocaust, that movie from the 70s.
Yeah.
Didn't
he do?
Yeah, I don't.
Didn't he do Death Wish with Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Was that Eli Roth?
Did he do that? I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, everyone should have. It's not very good. Yep, he did. It's one of the worst fucking movies I've seen in a long time. It was awful. It's an awful movie.
What are these people doing in this movie, yo? What are these people doing in this movie? What is Jamie Lee Curtis? She just won an Oscar, yo. She just won an Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing in this movie?
One for me, one
Kate Blanchett, yo.
Hard, dude.
What is Kate Blanchett doing in this movie? Like, I know she was in Thor, but like she elevated that movie, right? What is she doing in this movie?
Maybe she's gonna
and even Kevin Hart, yo, like
he doesn't look interested in doing the movie. He looks bored.
Also,
I don't have
like Claptrap is doing a shit joke at the end of this trailer. Like this, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. I'm out.
Like I was like,
sad,
this is funny. I don't like toilet humor, guys.
I thought you guys were gonna like this.
Yeah, good luck, because it's already got 3 strikes against it. Like, yes, off the rip, they put their strikes in bold letters, which is very strange to me. Like, why would you do that?
I can't believe they're promoting that.
Uncharted.
Uncharted, like, was universally hated, yo, like universally. And Morbius,
what kind of nonsense was that?
Yeah,
not Morbius, Venom,
or Venom. Excuse me. Right. Now, Venom was financially quite successful.
Everyone loves it made almost like the 2 combined have made like $1 billion. Which
but they're fucking terrible movies. They're terrible movies. I really don't get it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have any faith. No faith.
No, I played Borderlands for like a good maybe 30 minutes. I was like, I can't get past the first level. I got it. I'm like a dumb video game person. Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think you know more about video games than I do music, or the other way around?
I think I know more about video games than you know about music. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think like Borderlands was created by like Steam. Like that would be the equivalent of you thinking like Mick Jagger is a solo act.
I don't know. That sentence you just said was pretty fucking
dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is Randy Fishford at all involved in this?
I'm sure he's a producer. I think I saw him doing Gearbox Studios. I'm sure he has some sort of input, and if he doesn't, he'll at least be the ambassador to the video game people. Like, hey, come see our movie. It's got Claptrap in it, and Mad Moxie's in it.
Yeah, Gina Gershon, which just never.
I never have a problem seeing her in movies.
Just look at she's age appropriate. And Moxie's is an older gal in the universe. Wasn't Craig Mazin supposed to be one of the writers on this? And he was like, "Nah, I'm good. Take my name off this shit." I'm serious. I think that's what happened. I think that happened.
I believe you.
Craig Mazin.
I believe you.
The dude that's doing, I think, The Last of Us right now. He did Chernobyl.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm gonna do a video game property. I'm gonna do fucking Borderlands. Get the fuck out of here. No.
Like, do you want to do?
No, he did write. He did. He wrote it. He did a draft, and then I guess when they were filming, he was like,
"Burn my draft, please. I don't want anything to like it."
I'm good. I got bigger things to work on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do a real movie. Like, I'm gonna do a real TV show. How about that? All right, cool, great, guys. All right, that's it for us.
The guy that played Creed. Okay, all right, that's it. I'm tired. I gotta go to bed.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week.
See ya.